All right, the big political rally of the weekend was when a soaking, dripping wet Trump showed up to very windy Texas, supposedly to campaign in favor of Texas Governor Greg Abbott and Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. It was all about himself. It was all about me. I'm the victim. Everything bad happens to me. And yeah, I guess vote for these people, sort of, if you need to or if you want to. A very scary rally. Trump not only looked disoriented, glitched about a dozen or 14 times. Most rallies, he brain glitches 2 or 3 times, but glitched at least a dozen times, but also saying things that are so crazy that we have to wonder if Trump really believes this stuff. Something must be going on where he has entered an alternate reality, one that doesn't exist. Here, he suggests he's going to sue to get people's Pulitzer Prizes taken away and then wants Fox hosts to be given Pulitzer Prizes. Fantasy world. He might as well be on NARS.
So you have reporters from the Washington Post and New York Times that got Pulitzer Prizes, and they
Pulitzer.
reported the exact wrong thing. So within the next 2 weeks, we're suing the Pulitzer organization to have those prizes taken back.
That's almost certainly not going to happen. And of course, if it does, no prizes are being taken back.
We'll be doing that over the next 2 weeks. I think it's a very good lawsuit, but we'll see. But we're suing. Think of it. They got the Pulitzer Prize for wrong reporting. But other people should have gotten the Pulitzer Prize because, frankly, they got it right for years. And they don't do
like
Pulitzer
who?
Prizes for guys like Sean Hannity.
Oh.
But they should, by a different name. And Tucker Carlson and Jeanine Pirro.
Imagine giving Jeanine Pirro a Pulitzer Prize. Most belligerent monologue.
And Laura. And so many different people. But they don't get anything. They give Pulitzer. So
yeah. Really, really scary, wacky stuff. And then, of course, Trump pulled out the C word. No, not about women, guys. Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm talking about the word communism.
Before our very eyes, Biden and his left-wing handlers are turning America into a police state. And I don't even think it's Biden, to be honest with you. But they got some bad people around.
Now, understand that at the same speech, he said, Biden and Democrats don't care about our police. They're defunding police. They're getting rid of police and turning America into a police state. With which police?
Like something straight out of a communist country. See, I used to say socialist, but we've skipped socialism. We don't talk about that. I don't even mention it anymore. We're not socialists anymore. We're communists. We've gone over socialism. We're gone. It's over. It's communist. They're talking about communists. There's a communist system that...
Now, of course, there is absolutely nothing communistic about Joe Biden whatsoever. In fact, he's almost too much of a centrist for the social democrats to even like him. But all of these terms meaningless, essentially, because Trump and the people behind him don't even know what they mean. Trump then continues to tell the lie that it was Nancy Pelosi who failed to use the military on January 6th. He's the commander-in-chief of the military, though.
Never talk about the fact that Nancy Pelosi refused to use the military. And they didn't need 10,000 to 20,000. If they had 500 people, it would have been more than enough.
Now, of course, Donald Trump was the commander-in-chief of the military at that time. And remember, Trump claims he ordered 10,000 troops, and Nancy Pelosi said no. There is no evidence that Nancy Pelosi said no to anybody, nor that she has the authority to. And there's also no evidence that Donald Trump ordered 10,000 troops, like you order a Big Mac. Simply no evidence of that at all. At another point during the rally, Trump alluded to a really insane conspiracy theory that there were satellites that changed votes from him to Biden. So we've heard about there were massive dumps. We've heard about the number of sandwiches didn't make sense that they brought for the poll workers. We've heard all these other conspiracy theories, but this is an extra crazy one.
This paper ballots, the old-fashioned way. That's the way you're going to stop. Would you agree with that, Mike? That's the way you're going to stop it. It's the only way. We don't need satellites sending the signals all over the place. Somebody votes. Let's see. I'm going to vote for Trump. I love Trump. I'm going to vote for Trump. Trump. Bing, bing, bing goes all over the world. Bum, 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 comes back Biden. How did that happen?
Yeah. Also, it's kind of crazy that if you, some of these you sometimes come across conspiracy theories that are not based in reality, but they have an internal logic where, like, if you accept that the conspiracy is possible and exists, it has an internal logic. This one doesn't even make sense. You're going to, instead of just flipping the vote on the machine, you're going to send the vote through a series of geostationary satellites, and then it'll come back as a vote for someone else. Like, it's overly complicated. It doesn't even make any sense. Trump then, this was maybe the most depraved moment of the entire thing. Trump said the way to get the information out of the Russia dossier person is to put him in court and put him in jail and tell them they'll be raped in jail. And the crowd laughs at prison rape.
Easily made public. You know, in this country, they leak all over the place, even on the Supreme Court. By the way, you have to find the leaker of the Supreme Court. You have to find the leaker. You know how you find the leaker? They'll say, oh, this is treasonous, what I said. So they can't find the leaker. He leaked all about Roe v. Wade. Look, this person leaked from the Supreme Court, never happened. You know how you find? But they don't want to mention this because they think it's so terrible. You take the writer, because you're never going to find it. They're going through phone records. It's been a long time. You take the writer and or the publisher of the paper, a certain paper that you know, and you say, who is the leaker? National Security. And they say, we're not going to tell you. They say, it's okay, you're going to jail. And when this person realizes that he is going to be the bride of another prisoner very shortly, he will say, I'd very much like to tell you exactly who that leaker it was built.
So the joke is, our prisons are so unsafe, sometimes people are sexually assaulted. Oh, that Donald Trump, he's so clever. Dystopian moment, a group of QAnon-type people interrupted Trump and started singing the national anthem at the rally, and Trump allowed the entire thing to go on.
Every time he talks, he cries.
Dorks.
These are the people we have. But remember this. January 6th, this committee, the two things they didn't talk about, two things, was that the people went down there and you could have had over 1 million people.
Cult. So understand, and they sing the entire thing. Understand what happened there, okay? Cult leader Trump was bemoaning that they are going after the January 6th rioters. And as he does that, in a show of defiance and seemingly support for the rioters, and I guess they're implying the rioters did something very patriotic, the crowd stands up, led by a sort of conspiracy group in the front row area, based on reports I've read, and starts singing the national anthem. This is a cult. Anything the cult leader says must be defended. And if he says something really crazy, you get up and you sing the national anthem. Trump then ranting about the boxes, continuing to make wild claims, this time about presidents putting boxes in Chinese laundries. And I can assure you, this does nothing to exculpate Trump from what he did with those documents.
Been looking at me for a long time, Dr. Ronnie. I'll tell you what, they found nothing. They have found one thing, I will say. They found that I, like you, am a great patriot. That's what they found. It's a disgrace what's going on. Like the boxes hoax. Have you looked at the boxes hoax, okay? This is a new one. The boxes, you know, Mar-a-Lago. Have you seen the last 5 or 6 presidents, what they did? They took it. They're in Chinese laundries, they're stored. They're in storage houses where the windows and doors are broken. It's a disgrace.
Now, we've already looked at each of those claims individually. They're all either deceptive or outright false, but it doesn't matter. They just grow. While the QAnon music played, then Trump attacked electric vehicles.
We are a nation whose leaders are demanding all electric cars, even
demanding,
though they can't go far, cost too much, and whose batteries are produced in China with materials only available in China, when an unlimited amount of gasoline is available inexpensively in the United States, but not available in China.
Yeah. There are now, this is conservatively, 2 electric vehicles with a 400 plus mile range. There are 15 electric vehicles with a 300 plus mile range. And there are almost 20 with a 250 mile range. So it's just pathetic. Now, maybe the cultiest moment of the rally, Trump calls up Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton to speak. When you go up there, if the cult leader gives you an opportunity to speak, you should damn well better know that you're supposed to just praise the cult leader when you're allowed to speak. And that's exactly what Ken Paxton does.
Hey, so Mr. President, Dan, Patrick, and I were over here asking, how does this president draw a crowd year after year? Thousands of people, unlike anybody we've ever seen. And so I've been sitting here trying to figure it out.
Right.
And the question I thought was...
What did you determine, Ken?
Maybe he's a great speaker. Well, Mr. President, that's true. You are a great speaker. But I don't think that's why everybody's here. Is it because he's a great businessman?
No.
He clearly is a great businessman, but I don't think that's why everybody's here. Maybe it's because you're a great golfer. I don't think that's why everybody's here. This president and the people that come to see him are here because, in my opinion, you tell me if I'm right, he's done more for the American people than any president in our lifetime. Hey.
So he was certainly on message. He knew exactly what he was supposed to do. Scary cult rally. These are serious cultists. Serious interventions would be necessary to get them out. And if you need more proof of that, let's look at some of the interviews with the cult members. I want to tell you about something I use every day because it simplifies my life. I don't have hours to mathematically plan every meal or take multiple different supplements and vitamins to make sure I'm getting exactly what I want to get every single day. And the solution is our sponsor, Athletic Greens product AG1. I've been taking AG1 for over a year. It's just great. It's just one small scoop of AG1 in the morning. I get 75 vitamins, minerals, probiotic, all from whole food sources. It's what I want. It's no more. It's no less. It's no extraneous stuff making wild claims. I drink it straight with water because I like the taste. You can put it in a smoothie or juice or a shake. It's just simple. AG1 is a sustainable routine because it's just one scoop in the morning, takes 1 minute once a day. I know I'm covered and getting what I want. I can really be sure that I am properly nourishing my body with the things I'm trying to get. That's the most important part. Athletic Greens knows I'm a vitamin D guy. I've talked about in the winter, I take vitamin D to make up for the lack of sun exposure. I take that every day as well. I've mentioned it on the show. And so Athletic Greens is giving you a free year of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase when you go to athleticgreens.com/Pacman. The link is down below.